Hi, welcome to Instructional Hours, Office Hours. I have my special guest today, Amanda Koch. Amanda, thanks for joining us.
Hi, everybody.
And we're going to get started and jump right in. Amanda, thank you so much for taking some time. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course.
A little bit about me. I am from this area, from the county to the north, Bay County, born and raised. And I was the kid who wanted to do everything and just be involved in anything that I could get involved with, but I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life.
Sure.
And so I was a junior in high school and I wanted to go to Michigan. That was my goal, go to U of M. The reasoning may not have been ideal, so I took my dad down to the junior visit. We did the campus tour, and at the end, when everyone asked all the academic questions, I wanted to know how I got student tickets to the football game and the basketball games.
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
that was the quietest ride home from Ann Arbor, for sure. But it actually was probably one of the best things because my parents clearly had a conversation and realized she doesn't know what she wants to do.
No.
So they suggested that I enroll in a CTE program through Bay Career Center.
Okay.
And senior year, I was in cosmetology, which
Wow.
I wasn't the kid that you would pick to be in a cosmetology program, but that's what I ended up doing. And I spent my senior year at the Career Center. I put in the 1,500 hours that you need to get your cosmetology license. And before I graduated high school, I had my hair license through the state of Michigan.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I ended up going to SDSU, and my first job was at Bo-Rix, just around the corner by Best Buy. And I really learned a lot of people skills, I learned a lot of management skills, time skills, just a lot that helped me while I figured out what I wanted to do for a career.
So you said you were in the pharmacy field a little bit?
Yes, I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist, and I didn't like chemistry, but I loved physics, so that wasn't going to work. I tried nursing and made it to the nursing program, and when someone threw up, I was out. So that wasn't it, and I took a whole semester of physics and then a whole semester of math, and when I was in the statistics class, the professor at SVSU mentioned going into teaching.
Oh.
And I thought, what the heck, why not? Let's try it. And that's how I ended up teaching. My first job was at Bay City Western, and my younger sister was in the class.
Well, there you go.
I know. So imagine that I also lived at home because I didn't have a place to live yet. So when I went home, my parents asked my sister, how was your day? And they were like, well, ask my teacher. She's sitting right next to me.
Did she get an A?
She did get an A.
Perfect.
But not a lot of people can say that your sister was your teacher.
No.
No,
Not at all.
you really can't. From there, I moved over to the Grand Rapids area. I taught there for a little while, and then I moved back home. I didn't like lake effect snow, so I ended up back here. I worked in Saginaw City School District. I taught there for a little while, worked in curriculum and instruction, and ended up here at the Saginaw ISD.
So how did you end up here at the Saginaw ISD?
When I was new teacher, I knew I wanted to do more. I wanted to reach more kids.
Sure.
When you're in your classroom, you can touch the kids that are just there with you throughout the day. And I was like, I can do more, I want to do more, and also I want to get that degree from Michigan.
Oh, there you go.
So I ended up going back to Michigan. I got my master's degree in public administration, and then I just wanted to figure out how I could keep advancing and how I could keep having a greater reach to help support kids. And so that was really, what's next was kind of my vision of what's next for me. How could I have a greater impact? And that's ultimately what led me here. And it was really full circle because when the CTE opening came up, I went through a CTE program, but so did my brother and sister. So we really are a CTE family. Yeah. My brother did the construction program, and he was not going to go to college, so that offered him a pathway to get into a career field right away.
Yeah.
My younger sister, she knew she wanted to be an engineer from the get-go. So she did 2 years in the engineering program, went to Kettering, and now they're both working in their field, and we all got our start in the CTE program.
So what a great opportunity that the ISD is providing for the locals, all the students that are here looking for different options for after high school.
Yeah, it really is full circle.
So tell us about your role here. Like, what is your role in the day-to-day things that you're doing here at the Saginaw ISD?
So I work in the CTE department for special populations and career navigating. So I help kids figure out what they want to do with their career and help support them along their journey, essentially. I also am kind of that liaison with the homeschools and the parents, so if they have any questions or concerns, they can come to me. I can help support them along the way, and ultimately provide those experiences that I had, and I know firsthand what they are, to students today and the future students. So
No, that's really amazing. I guess my thing is you've got all this wealth of knowledge and all these experiences. Can you share a success story from maybe some students here in the Saginaw area that we would share with everybody?
it's hard to pick one.
Well, yeah, of
That-
course. I mean, that's the great thing of the work
Yeah,
that we're doing,
it's
right?
it's so cool to see kids really have those aha moments where that light bulb comes on, where this is for me, or at the same time, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
You know, I had to spend the money figuring out what I didn't want to do.
Right.
Kids through the Career Center or the different opportunities they have with work-based learning, they can experience that and figure out this isn't for me for free
Right.
without putting a penny into that, and that's pretty amazing.
That is truly
Yeah.
amazing.
For
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
For some of the success stories, though, I can just think of a few students where we had a female who wanted to go into the heating and cooling field, and she was a non-traditional student that necessarily you didn't see a lot of females doing that kind of work, and you could probably see her today driving by you on the road because she's in that field and setting the bar for future females in that field.
And that's the opportunity that we were able to provide for her.
Yeah.
Free
Free.
and risk-free. Right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing too, being kind of one of those pioneers to take that opportunity.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So I'm loving listening to all this information that you're sharing with us. This is so great. I guess my other thing is you get to work here at the Saginaw ISD, right? I think there's lots of change, and we've got a lot of things happening over the years, COVID and so on. So tell us, like, what's the joy of getting to work here at the Saginaw ISD?
The great thing about working here is it's such a great environment to work with great people and to have a vision to lead forward. This year being that's our motto.
Yeah.
But having that mindset of you walk into a team who's phenomenal, our CTE team is great, but also the greater network of the ISD folks here. It's just really collaborative and everyone wants to just make a change for the better. And that is just right there a really positive, welcoming environment to be in. So it makes you want to come to work every day.
And we were joking earlier on, like, the halls of the ISD, right? We were talking.
Yeah.
It's great. You always get to run into all these people who are making different impacts in the world they live in.
Yeah.
And the profession they live in, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's so cool to work here. You serve the whole county.
Right.
So I necessarily didn't go to any of the schools that I currently work with prior to this role. So I was traveling out to Chesaning or Merrill or Frankenmuth and Birch Run or Carleton and Freeland, and you get to meet so many people along the way. So many great people are out there doing wonderful things to help kids and to help support that. That's just awesome.
And you mentioned earlier the reach, right? Think about the reach and the impact that you have now versus being in a classroom of 30,
Exactly.
right? So
Yeah.
pretty darn cool stuff, really.
Yeah, I mean, to say that, you know, in 10 years, no one's going to remember who you are, but if you could help provide a little bit of change for those students 10 years down the road to have an opportunity that maybe they don't have right now, that's pretty awesome.
So I'm gonna push back a little bit because you know what? There's gonna be somebody that's gonna recognize you and you're gonna be a game changer to them. So
Aw.
kudos to you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us for some office hours here with Amanda Koch. And until next time.